right, let's freaking go. Cheers. Here we go. Whiskey Tree Legends. I'm Joseph Quillo, here with the man, the myth, the Whiskey Tree legend, Luka.
I'll take it.
You like that? I'm working on that. That's a good one. So
I'll take it.
Here at 7-3 Distilling Company, 301 North Claiborne. Excited to be here. Got a great episode. We have our first guest, episode number 2. We made it to episode number 2. We did it. We did it. All right. Luka Duke, what we got going on at the distillery this week?
We got a whole lot. The distillery smells like gin today.
Again.
Y'all, we have been distilling gin for the last 3 days. What's gin to New Orleans? It's a creative cocktail builder. It's refreshing. People love gin cocktails. What can I say? They put fruit in it. They put, tonic in it, Sprite, whatever they want to make a refreshing cocktail. Anything to cool things down. $5 out the quarter. Yes, our Gentilly Gin. People don't know this, and it's only fitting. I mean, hell, we got the English on TV right now. We watching Croatia and England play soccer in the World Cup, and I'm in here doing the legendary Whiskey Tree podcast, right?
That's podcast content right there. You transition Gentilly Gin into its origins of England and obviously your Croatian roots. I'm surprised. Look, we started late because pulling you away from that TV was one hell of a feat there. So look, I did it second time in a row. I haven't even talked about what we're drinking today. So what you got in your glass?
I got the award-winning double gold in San Francisco this year. Whiskey Tree Weeded, baby.
Yep. And I have the same thing, except mine's the Nancy's pick. So we flip-flopped this week. So super excited. And again, why don't you remind everybody the big awards that we got, because we want to also, we teased last week another award that we got. So we get to announce it.
We get to announce it?
We get to announce it. I say we. You get to announce it. That's your job.
The International World Spirits and Wine Competition.
That was close. You want me to help you with that?
Tell me again.
All right, perfect. International Wine and Spirits Competition.
There we go.
There we go.
Little dyslexic.
And we haven't even finished our first pour yet.
No.
Right,
what is that competition? It is the oldest, most respected competition. 1969 is when it started. 12,000 entries, 90 different countries, y'all. It is the Olympics of the drinks world, is what they call themselves. Another very prestigious competition. Very excited about the win. What was the win? Gold with Whiskey Tree Weeded.
Yep.
Whiskey Tree Weeded is lighting it up. I mean, listen, the Whiskey Tree Bourbon also won, and so did the Whiskey Tree Rye. So we won with 3 awards across the board. Rye and Whiskey Tree Bourbon both won silver.
Yep.
But man, when you look at a competition like that with that many entries in there, it's exciting. It's a big win.
Yeah, and look, you mentioned we talked. I think it's a good note for listeners as well. The San Francisco World Spirits Competition has a certain ranking. They do double gold, they have silver, and so on. This particular competition, gold is the highest that you can get, and that's what we got for the Whiskey Tree Weeded. Do you remember what the score was by any chance? I know you're a big numbers guy.
97.
That a boy, I'm so proud of you. And then both the Whiskey Tree Bourbon and the Whiskey Tree High Rye got a 91. Very, very respectable, great scores.
What is so great about these competitions, though? They're blind.
Yeah.
Which means they don't know who made it. They don't know what the profile is. They don't know how old it is. They just know it's good.
Yeah.
It's delicious,
Well, look, you mentioned this a lot when you go into the market. One of the big things you talk about is, a lot of times people may or may not want to try quote unquote Louisiana bourbon, right? Have a little hesitation. What do you always say? Well, let's blind it. Yep. You pick whatever bourbon you got on the shelf, give it to me. I'll take my bourbon. I'll put it in a couple glasses. I'll know which one's which, and let's see what happens. And what do they usually go to? Our stuff.
That's right.
And that's what I agree. That's what makes these competitions awesome is you have a panel of very expert judges. They have no idea what they're drinking until after the fact. They provide notes, they provide scores, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've got Whiskey Tree Weeded winning huge awards, high scores, beating some of the biggest names out there. So
it's fun, Joe.
It is fun.
It's fun. At the end of the day, I tell people all the time, we are trying to satisfy the most unsatisfiable palate there is, the market, the American market.
Yeah.
We're always looking for the best. We're always looking to introduce something to the party that nobody else has tried before. But then we take it a step further. We 5 blocks out the French Quarter. We're trying to satisfy and impress the New Orleans palate,
Yeah.
which arguably is the most sophisticated palate in the world. And they don't even know it because they always have been able to tell the difference between good and great.
Yep.
You know, the New Orleans palate, the Southern Louisiana palate, it's something that we don't eat and drink for necessity. We eat and drink because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an experience down here. It's not necessarily sustainability. It's something we enjoy to do. And honestly, the guest that we have that we'll be introducing soon is plays right into that and is going to be able to provide some great insight. So we planned on doing a lot and talking about this award, which we've actually done. But you kind of mentioned what's really important right here at the moment, and that's what's happening right in the room next door. So it's World Cup season. Big game on. What's happening?
It's the opening game for Croatia. It's Croatia versus England.
Yeah.
They playing in Dallas. They said they have a Croatian flag the size of Texas marching down the street today, going to the stadium. People show up in the red and white checkers, and people love it. Listen, let's talk about World Cup for a second. How cool is that? To have cool. World Cup in America, all American people want to do is bring people together. Mm-hmm. And when you're bringing people together from all over the world, from different countries, and you hugged up with them, sitting next to you, having a beer, sharing a beer, because let's not forget, in Qatar, they couldn't have alcohol in the stadiums.
I know.
Now it's pour it up, drink it up. Luka, why do you make spirits? It's because you can walk into an environment, not know anybody, and say, when you leave, love you, brother. Be careful going home. That's what a good spirit does. And now they do it in the stadiums watching World Cup in America. And there is not an empty seat in the stadium. I haven't seen one yet.
No. Well, it's funny. We little inside baseball for us. We just took a picture right before walking in. Who are we sending pictures to?
So,
and where are they?
There was
give a little insight to the family here.
I have some friends, the St. Pierre's from Slidell, visiting Croatia, and they're staying at my mom and dad's house. It's 11:30, and they're watching the game. They sent in this picture, so we sent them a selfie in the distillery watching the game. That's the cool thing, though. It's being watched all over the world at different times and enjoying it in different ways. But really cool time for us. And listen, it's hot as hell in Southern Louisiana. We sitting in the AC, drinking, watching World Cup. Can't beat it.
No. And what a moment on opposite sides of the world. We're both doing the same thing, just a little bit different. And it was really cool to see that moment. So two things. One, bad planning on my part. Like, y'all count on me to make sure we do certain things, and I totally dropped the ball on that. So laps after practice for me. But being able to share that moment with them on the other side of the world, we're doing basically the same thing, sharing great spirits, sharing great company. So just apologize for them since you don't get to watch the game.
Oh, good.
We'll try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. We got a big guest today. I know you've worked with this guest a lot. Super excited to have her on. You mentioned the insatiable palates that New Orleans has. Well, she has all the wealth of knowledge when it comes to that. She goes to bars, restaurants all over the city when it comes to food and great cuisine, and you get to work with her a lot. So why don't you introduce who we're going to be having? Just give a little tidbit before we go into break.
I call her Carla the New Yorker.
Uh-oh.
Carla the New Yorker. She brings that New York flair to our New Orleans cuisine. And you know what? When I go somewhere and I'm looking for things to do, I'm on social media trying to find hot spots. Where do the locals go? What's the main dish that I need to order when I visit New Orleans? And that's what she brings to the table with all the life that you can imagine.
Yep. And she started as a TV news anchor. She has her own media company now, and she's got great insight in the food and beverage business. So we're excited to have her. As soon as we come back from the break, we'll be able to have her on set, and we have some really cool things that we'll be able to share with her. So stay tuned. All right, we're back, and we have our special guest, Luka. We kind of talked about her. Carla, welcome in. I'm not even going to try between your last name and Luka's last name. Like,
It's
I'm
not
not even
that
going to try.
hard.
So glad to have
Pesono.
Pesono. I
Pesono.
feel
Carla
like we're
Pesono.
family when it comes to that. So that's a running joke with me and Luka. Anyway, glad to have you on set. You've been super busy. Tell us about some of the projects you've been working on.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Of course, I love you guys. You guys have some of the best spirits we can get in New Orleans and all over. So, but I've just been, I mean, I'm eating all the time, man. Eating and drinking. Lots of events. Now that it's summer, just went to the World Barbecue Championship in Memphis. That was so much fun. And got a couple more events. I have a barbecue and comedy event in LA in a couple weeks. I'm actually going to be there when USA plays Turkey
Oh, neato.
in LA. So, but I
Are
won't
you
be
gonna
going to
go?
the game.
Are you going to try to go?
No, I think
No?
I'm just going to go to
Too
a watch
busy, huh?
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to focus on the event. But yeah, just gearing up. I have some exciting things in the works come this fall that I can't mention at the moment, but it is going to be an incredible event coming up in the fall. Sneak peek.
Well, that's awesome.
That's
well,
it. Little
we try to
teaser.
get breaking news. That's close enough. We appreciate you doing that.
That
So-
is just follow my page, Carla Pesono on Instagram. I'm going to be making the announcements very soon. So
Well, look, we're excited to have you on. We mentioned kind of in the previous segment that, you really get out into the New Orleans market. You go to a bunch of food or restaurants and bars and different things. You definitely have your pulse on it. We appreciate the kind words about our spirits. I know you're a big advocate of ours as well. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Love
that.
that.
So we have a very fun exercise and we're excited to have you partake in it as well. So we've got some of our bourbons and then a special surprise at the end that we'll get into. But we want you to kind of taste through it. But first, we're going to have Luka explain because it's not just taking shots. Luka,
No.
how do we properly drink our bourbon?
We're not in high school anymore. You know that. You know, it's something how she leans towards her Italian heritage, but yet,
Hey, easy.
guess
I'm
what?
also Croatian.
She's also a Croat. How about that?
Yeah.
You didn't know that, huh?
My
serious?
grandma, my mom's mother, is 100% Croatian.
Wow.
Yeah, pro
Yeah.
This is actually
See,
full
see the
circle
goodness
here.
I
is
know.
finally
That's what
coming out of.
All right, we got
Yeah.
the Croatian.
That's what was the coolest thing when I moved down here. I'm like, wait, there's so many Croatian Italians. That's my blood.
Yeah.
I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, as true Croatians do, we're going to push the cocktail out of the way,
Yes.
and we're going to get you into the pours. As we say, when you're ready for a pour, come see us at the Whiskey Tree, right?
There you go.
So look, this right here. I don't know. You enjoy whiskey. You enjoy
do.
a pour at room temperature. But this is a competition nose and glass. So the first thing people like to do is they like to swirl it. There's a time to swirl whiskey in it. It's not before you nose it. It's not before you nose it. So what you want to do is you want to hold it like this because you don't want that heat transfer to go from your fingers, that 98 degree temperature, to that little bit of a juice that we have in there. But then we go in for a nose. People like to nose it how it's most effective for them, how they enjoy to nose it. And I like to go left to right, right to left.
I love that nose. Is that a real term? Or did you
It
make
is
that up?
today.
There's a lot of
Did you make
interesting
that up,
terms in this
though?
business, but that's one of them.
Is it? That's a real term.
What?
Nose it, baby.
It's not a Luka term.
We
it's a
call
real
it-
term.
Today we're going to call it nose.
Nose it.
And then we like to open up our mouth and breathe in through our nose and mouth at the same time. People say, Luka, it opens it up.
It does open it up.
Well, what happens is you have an olfactor back here. You have receptacles. And when you breathe in through your nose and your mouth at the same time, it hits it back there simultaneously. And it triggers the limbic part of your brain that says, I like it, I want to swallow. I don't like it, don't swallow.
Oh.
Remember, we're all blessed to have these senses, but very few people actually know how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
And the more in touch you are with your senses, the better you taste things
Of course.
and nose things. Then we go up and we want to swirl it because we're done nosing it.
Okay, so don't swirl next.
Yeah, so if you swirl before your nose, you get a false nose. You get all the ethanol that comes out of it. It's kind of like when you go through and you shoot whiskey. You ever hear somebody, they take a shot and they're like,
It was too much of a burn.
yeah, you're not letting your
You're not
palate
letting
get
it-
acclimated.
Yeah.
So why do we swirl? We swirl because you want to see that line right there. How long does it take before those legs begin to drop?
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? That's going to tell you the viscosity of the juice. And that's going to translate on your palate as stickiness, thickness, juicy. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we go in for our first sip. No matter what size pour you have, you want to divide into a minimum of 3 sips. The first, just to get acclimated. The second, you start tasting. The third sip, you pick up the nuances that us distillers and blenders hope that you pick up. So let's go ahead and just take that first sip.
So the good news on this, while you're doing that, we're going to ask you some questions.
Mm,
Get
I'm
all of the
ready.
insight of everything great that's New Orleans.
That's delicious. It's like, it's rich. It's like syrupy, almost. You know,
Syrup.
it coats your mouth nicely.
Yep. That's viscosity.
Yes.
That's how those legs translate
Yeah.
to your palate. So first question, do you have a go-to drink at a dive bar? And is it the same or different as to a fine dining dinner?
Oh yeah, it's completely different.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so if I'm at a dive bar, I usually just keep it simple. I like taking shots. I do. So maybe I'll do a shot and a drink. Do you guys take shots?
I took you for a crazy shot, girl.
Yeah, I love shots.
I did.
Guess my
What's
shot.
your go-to?
What's your
Guess
shot?
my shot.
If you say Jaeger, we're going to have problems.
Guess my shot. I got
No
2
sense
shots.
in keeping it clean, just telling you.
I got 2 shots.
What is it?
Okay, one's gonna surprise you.
Okay.
Actually, I'll say the easy one. Tequila. I love tequila.
Makes sense.
Love tequila.
Would there be a name to that shot?
No. Just,
Straight
just
tequila?
tequila. Just straight tequila.
All right.
And then if I'm feeling a little spicy, I just got back from Chicago. Can you now guess my second shot?
Please don't say Malort.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. Clearly,
Malort?
Malort, baby.
clearly the experience that you're hung on, not the flavor.
You know, they
Can you
updated the
ex-
recipe. I just got back from Chicago 2 days ago.
They updated
And
it, they said?
Yeah, they made it
Okay.
not. It doesn't have as much.
It doesn't
of a
make you
bite.
want to
But I had a
punch
really
yourself
bad.
in the face would probably be the nicest
No,
way.
I had like 6 shots that night, and I woke up with a very bad hangover. But it tasted nice. Like you didn't even have to chase it. Nothing.
You know,
That's when you don't have much to choose from.
gosh.
Smooth disgust.
I like
about that?
Malort. I like that.
Hey.
Okay, so back to the drink
True
of the dog
Chicago
bar.
fashion.
Yeah. I keep it very simple, like a vodka soda, tequila soda, gin and tonic, or like one of the like iced tea, like a tea seltzer drink. I've been getting into that with the no carbonation, but that's a dive bar. If I'm going to a place that actually has like a real cocktails on the menu, I might pick a cocktail that they have. I'm obviously very adventurous with food and beverage, so I see what they are presenting, the bar chef is presenting, and try to pick one there. I do love a martini. Probably my favorite cocktail is a Cosmopolitan. I
makes
just
sense,
love
yeah.
a Cosmo. That's just a safe go-to, delicious martini. But yeah, it just really depends.
Are there any cocktails that you see as maybe either extremely overrated or extremely underrated? Like where's your viewpoint?
Gin, the liquor gin is so underrated.
Yeah.
Because I think what happened was, growing up, it was Tanqueray, right? Our parents drank Tanqueray. And it's very dry. And when, you're growing up and you're like you're dabbling into liquor, you're like,
What the
oh,
heck
this
do they
is
like so much
pine.
about this?
Yeah, they're like, it's so piney, like, this is disgusting. And then as gin evolved, you have these great new brands coming out like Hendrix, right? Hendrix is huge. And that has more of that cucumber and that floral. So now you're like, ooh, wait, I think I like gin now. I think Bombay's terrible. Sorry. I think Tanqueray's okay. Bombay needs to just get off the shelf, like, in my opinion. I just don't think it's good at all. And then you guys came in, and your gin, I think, is the best on the market. And if it was everywhere and people had it in cocktails, they wouldn't even bat an eye. They'd be like, this is so smooth. This is so luxurious. I love gin.
Do you realize we just finished in the top 3% out of 4,500 gins in the UK?
You did? When?
Yep. Just recently. It
Really?
was within the year. And, people don't even know that about us. And, gin's gin to people who don't enjoy gin.
Yeah.
And then they discover it in a cocktail. And then they're like,
Exactly.
how refreshing is this? What is this? St. Rock? Nope. It's not a vodka. It's
Yeah.
a gin. And then we have our dark gin. That's just
which is
barrel
so
aged.
different, which I
Yeah.
never even heard of until I came to 7-3.
17 different botanicals go into making our gin. We take pride in making our gin. Most importantly, we take pride in watching people's joy the first time they sip it and they realize, man, that's not as juniper forward. It's more citrus, more floral, elderberry.
Yeah, it's so good.
So it
Smooth.
it packs a punch in a very flavorful way, and it's very refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing, and it really doesn't have that big bite, which I think people are scared of when it comes to gin.
Do you have a gem of a restaurant in New Orleans that you would share with us right now that you've just discovered that's it's a hidden gem that you think people ought to go to?
Gem. Oh,
But
there's
before
so
you
many.
answer that,
Okay,
let's
let's
take
sip.
another sip.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, this is our second sip. Remember, you're drinking our age below sea level Whiskey Tree Bourbon. It's a 90 proof. It's a good starter.
It
It's
is a good
soft.
starter.
It's easy. We developed this to pour against the makers in the Woodfords.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's taken off. In the last 2.5 months, I'm on my second 40-barrel blend, and they're pouring the heck out of it in cocktails in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's
So it's
amazing.
taken off.
And congratulations on the awards. That is just mind blowing. It's awesome.
Well, speaking of
But-
awards, we've got a great selection here, and the next one is one that we're super proud of. I know we're kind of working through our bourbons, and you're teaching how to drink, but this next one is the one that we talked about on the last episode that won the huge award last year, which is the Whiskey Tree High Rise. So why don't you tell Carla a little bit about that one and kind of what to expect?
What was the one that just won?
So the Whiskey Tree.
weeded.
That'll
we
be
getting there?
You're going to get to that one
Okay.
next.
This
We're
is
leading you
last
up
year's
to the one that
gold.
just won.
So all three of the Whiskey Trees are Whiskey Tree bourbons. Okay, they're bourbons, but you got a Whiskey Tree bourbon, which happens to be a 4-grain. Then this is a Whiskey Tree rye bourbon, which is 36% rye, 4% barley. The rest is corn. So you're gonna, as you taste this, you're gonna find a little more spice to it. But what people enjoy so much about this is it's fruit forward. It's they're expecting a spice because they think rye, but then, our maturation process and the environment that we mature in bourbon really takes people by surprise when they sip neat like this. So tell me what you think.
Okay. It already smells so much different because of the rye.
One thing while you're doing that, I want to plant a little seed for you. You go to all these great restaurants, all these great places here in the city. I want you to think about a dish as you drink that, and Luke kind of walks you through it. What dish do you think would be great with that? I mean, look, I saw the episode you just did about yakamine.
Yakamine, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
hidden gem.
I know
by
that's
the way. So that could
that's
be
a very
one.
unique dish, but given
Is that
the
a
special
place?
It's a place
yeah,
that
given
serves yakamine.
the special flavors of this, like think about a dish that might pair well with that.
I think with this, because of that spice, I think any barbecue, anything that's got that nice char on it, anything that you could add like a hot sauce to, like I think it complements, like being from Buffalo, wings, a buffalo sauce, that cayenne base with the butter really pairs well, I think, with this. That would be, another thing is maybe having a delicious antipasto or charcuterie board. The cheeses, you get that you could do the spicy different salamis that would pair really well with this, or maybe one of those like creamy cheeses that to offset it.
Yeah.
We need to bring in some antipasto boards in the distillery.
Remind me,
with
Luka,
these
this is
tastings.
obviously your forte, right? But there's a lot of fruit characteristics that come with this rye, which,
Right.
people, we've talked about this internally, the fact that we put high rye on the bottle, right? This was a back and forth. Do we put it? Do we not put it? Does it
Kind of
scare
misleading.
people? Does it not scare people? And then they think a lot of rye bourbons have tobacco and these very, I don't want to say bitter flavors, but definitely tobacco-ish type flavors. And then we have this high rye and it has all those characteristics. I see you looking for something. What you got there?
I'm looking.
Yeah, what do you like
I
it?
wanted to show Carla, my dad. He just went to to the piazza and got a
Oh my
whole
God,
prosciutto.
prosciutto.
Yeah,
Oh,
and a cheese wheel.
where is he? Down the street? I'm going.
He's in Croatia. He's preparing for me to get there.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
just got it in Croatia?
Yes.
I'm so jealous.
How
That
cool
is
is that?
delicious. You're about to have the best trip.
So,
And you're
yes,
bringing
looking
these
forward to
bottles?
it.
I know.
Are you going to be bringing these bottles? Bring them on the boat?
He might have one or two.
Yeah, you got to. But yeah, that's what it
I
would
got to
pair
sign
really
it out,
well
but
with.
I think he's deserved it. So anyway,
So yeah, look, charcuterie boards,
Yeah,
cheeses,
barbecue. Anything that's got a spice to it. Like if you made like a spicy po' boy would be great with it. A spicy pasta,
yeah.
I really think it just pairs really well.
Well, look, before we move to the Weeded, which is the one that's won all the recent awards, you mentioned you were from Buffalo. Like, what made you call New Orleans home? I know I think you got here via media and all that kind of stuff, but you've
Listen.
stayed. And we've adopted you and we've welcomed you. As Drew Brees says, if you embrace New Orleans, it embraces you back. But tell us that story a little bit.
I was just gonna say, I always tell people if she loves you, if you love her, she loves you back, and she chooses you, you don't choose her.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. If you told me 10 years ago I'd be moving to Louisiana, I'd be like, what? I would never believe it. But the second I stepped foot in the city, the spirits, as they would call it, they got a hold of me, baby. And I just absolutely love it, embrace it. And I think my sassy Buffalo Italian nature fits perfectly with you guys. And I'm not too much. I'm just right. And I love being an outsider, seeing it through my eyes, and being a journalist. I love being able to tell the story in the way that I think beautifully tells it, and in the way that maybe the natives aren't going to see it. I just had a story with like an Uber driver where they're like, I lived here my whole life, and I was driving someone and they saw the colorful houses and they were pointing them out, and I didn't even realize that we had so many colorful houses. And it's like little stuff like that you don't realize that are so it's what makes this city so amazing. And I think sometimes it takes an outsider to come in and talk about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just love it here.
Well,
I bought a house. I'm here, man.
You're done. You're done. You're not going anywhere else. You're here.
I mean, I don't want to.
We mentioned that, and that ironically, that's the reason that 7-3 is the name of our distillery. It's all
Right.
these neighborhoods. It's all this culture, and every neighborhood's got something unique and different. And we tell those stories via the bottles that we serve. And you mentioned the colorful houses and all that. It's such an eclectic culture. And like you said, you embrace it, it embraces you back. I always
Yeah.
say, are you from New Orleans or did we adopt you? Because it's one of
Yeah.
the two.
I mean,
And
being here 10 years, am I officially?
you're 100%
am I here?
official. Yeah, you've
I
definitely
mean, I
embraced
wasn't
it.
here during Katrina, but
And look, I mean, you mentioned your Italian roots. Like, do a little history. We joke about this. Got a little Italian roots in me, and do your history. Like the Italians have a very heavy pull here in the
Oh,
city,
I
so
know.
specifically on the riverfront.
I
But
know.
that's for a podcast for another day, though. I don't know
Yeah.
if that'll be Whiskey Tree Legends.
Joe
or something
Q,
else.
he ain't Italian.
Yeah, no, never not Uncle Joe,
Joe,
right? And then what
that's
you call me?
right.
for
it is fascinating, the Sicilians and how they got here, and then what they've created down here. I mean, there's so much to dive into,
Yeah, so.
I
know
mean,
the
we
wild-
were
And it's
even
part of the food culture too.
Oh,
like you
yeah.
talk about the pastas and everything, and
The wild thing being born and raised down here, I don't know any difference.
Yeah.
It's like what makes New Orleans special. Every place ain't like New Orleans. Every place
No.
don't have people that take you in and love you, and want to show
No.
you and share the best that they have to offer with you. You think it ain't no difference.
Yeah.
But evidently there is.
And it's made me a better person in that sense. Like I just got back from Chicago. I'll be walking down the street. I'm always saying hi to everyone. And you never did that before. When I go back to New York and people are like, you just called me baby? Ooh, you flirting with me? And it's like, no, I'm just endearing. This is how we talk down in the South. And I love adopting that. I think it's so great.
And look, we're in we're heavy in tourism, right? Like this distillery and the rest that we do. That's what we do. People love coming to New Orleans, and you've mentioned this because of that endearing quality and the true genuineness of everybody. here.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've
Doesn't
teased
beat
the
it.
Whiskey Tree Weeded enough.
I'm ready.
All
I
right,
feel like I'm
Carla,
getting
so this
flushed.
is the one we won double golds with a 96 score at the most prestigious competition in the world. We also won gold at the IWSC that we just mentioned with the 97 score. This is the big one. So Luka, why don't you talk a little bit about this one, what you can expect?
First things first. Do you know that 60% of all ladies have supersensory? You can smell deeper and taste deeper than any man can.
Yes.
But in between sips, I would rather you not sip water.
Oh, what do I got to say?
I would rather you just keep the
Just keep it.
residuals from the
Okay.
pour before, and just let it evolve.
Okay.
We just talked about, of course, New York, a port town, New Orleans, a port city, right?
Yeah.
Just keep pouring on top of
Just
it
keep
and
pouring.
watch it evolve.
Got it.
And speaking of that, as you sip and enjoy this third pour, who do you think has been the most influential person in your career?
That's such a loaded question.
Besides Luka.
Besides Luka. This sounds so crazy, but it sounds like this probably sounds, this is a really hard question to answer because, and this might sound corny, but like myself, like
Okay.
I did this all on my own and I never had a mentor. I never had someone guiding me. I never had someone telling me, oh, you should go in this direction or you should try this, or like I've built it all on my own, and everyone I've met along the way has helped me. So there's not just one person. It's like I'm being me, I'm going into the world, and then people are like attracted to what I'm trying to bring to the city and to, culture and whatnot. So they're all helping me along the way, but there isn't just like one influential person. Like, oh, I look up to just this one person, because it was me that had to like have that dedication and drive to be able to do what I'm doing. Like, I'm the one who cares. No one's going to tell me to care about that beverage, care about that restaurant, care about that story. It's me. So that would be my answer.
I'll tell you, when we're out filming on location and we're talking, I see how highly critiqueful you are of yourself and how you in turn give yourself feedback. And you're like, no, I don't want it that way. Let's do that again. The lighting has to be different or whatever, and I know that doesn't stop when you're not on camera, and it's always trying to create and have a better version of you.
Yes.
And I get that.
That's what it is.
I tell people all the time, we learn every day, but if we don't apply tomorrow what we learned today, learning's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So the evolution of the pour, the evolution of you and how you evolve and grow, that's business. If
That's it.
you don't evolve as an entrepreneur in a business, you don't succeed. I can promise you that.
Yeah. And just as a person, right? And connecting, and like you're creating these beautiful spirits. What is it? Age, older, the depth of flavor, right? It's about, it's the same thing.
Talk about your Italian background and how it kind of played a part in you becoming an influencer, a food critique, a person who critiques restaurants and talks about them, and just the influencer you are.
Yeah, it's growing up in an Italian household. I mean, everything revolved around food. So that's why I just fell in love with it. And then not only that, but then I went to Chicago, and Chicago's another huge food city. And I was always obsessed with Food Network, and I would watch Food Network and learn about, all the cooking shows. Like I loved Ina Garten, and of course you had Emeril and, Giada De Laurentiis. I loved her. The Barefoot Contessa, I already said Ina, but just watching these food shows, being in Chicago, and then being able to go out to all these restaurants and learn about culture and building people's itineraries, because I ended up becoming a concierge. I was like, I freaking love this. Like, I want to do this for a living. And I always said that before I even got into TV. And then when I got into television and was doing it, I was like, can I have a food segment on the side? And so they let me do that. So I constantly was doing it until I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this full time. So it really is just the love of food and wanting to know more about culture. And it totally is stemmed from that Italian root. I mean, we love food. And I'm Croatian. And I told you, you've been to Croatia a bunch, right?
Yeah.
I think Croatia sometimes has better food than Italy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when you're on the Dalmatian coast and you're eating the
Don't look at me
squid
like
and
that.
the truffle and
Hey, he's going to spend
just as
his
good.
time in Italy.
where you going?
And I'm telling him,
You told him
if
that?
he really wants a good time, he needs to take the ferry across. But you know what?
I would do both.
I can't convince all the Americans the first time they go over there.
Yeah.
You know, people tell me all the time, we're going on a cruise and we're going to do one day in Croatia. When they come back, they say, we're doing a whole trip in Croatia.
Oh,
next
it's
time."
the best. And it's
Talk
so
about hidden gems.
it's so inexpensive too. Where are you going
I'm
in
not
Italy?
airing our dirty laundry in front of everybody.
Where are you going to Italy?
So my wife's going to kill me. She's told me multiple times, but Rome, Pompeii, Vatican, Amalfi Coast, and a couple other places.
Oh my
that
God,
she
you're
told
doing
me.
all of it?
I,
Oh, you
that's
can't
what-
do
that's-
Croatia
that-
too.
That's what I'm told. So
That's a
he told me I need to
lot.
add 3 or 4 more days at the end. So we'll see
How
what
long's
happens.
the trip? Do you know?
No,
Over 2 weeks?
no. I think it's like 10 days.
Oh my God, you're doing a lot.
Not
So-
long enough.
That's not
Not
long
long
enough for
enough.
what you just said.
Yeah.
Good
So-
luck. But that's going to be
Well,
fun.
What do you think?
Okay. Let me have one more sip.
She done forgot. She's moving so fast.
Well, I'm about to throw her a curveball.
It's a
in
lot
second.
stronger, right? The proof?
No,
It's not?
it's 100 proof.
What was the last one?
100.
Oh, so we're the same. I think it's because I'm just more of a.
So what happened? No, don't make excuses. At the end of the day, you've taken a gap in your last sips. You've allowed your palate to get
Yeah.
acclimated to the rye. Now you're moving on to a different spirit.
I know it's.
And sometimes that weeded can come across a little spicy. Don't mistake spice
That's it.
with heat.
Yeah.
You know, but most beginner bourbon drinkers, they gravitate towards the weeded because they
Yeah, they-
say it's sweeter. The truth is, it's softer. When a spirit's softer, it lends itself to the barrel more. You tend to get more barrel characteristics.
Yeah.
Butterscotches, caramelization, those sweeter, natural wood sugars.
Well, I was passing which bottle out at Hogs for the Cause. It was not the weeded. I can't
Oh,
remember
no.
which bourbon, but
You were pouring like a maniac.
I was. And everyone was like, oh, I love what's the one? Maker's Mark. Isn't that weeded?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yes.
And then I was asking, I was like, what is the difference? Everyone loves Maker's Mark. And okay, so we need to put them next to this.
You know, at the end of the day, we make what we make, we do what we do, but we know how to not only make things palatable, but make them enjoyable.
Yeah.
We put our little spin on them.
You do.
Yep.
And you feel the love. And it goes back to when you're eating and drinking, there really is soul in the spirit and in the food, and you feel that. And that's the difference. You could go to a hole in the wall and have a dish that literally could put a tear in your eye. And that has happened to me. And one of them, which I don't think she's cooking it anymore. There's this incredible Haitian woman that was making the best oxtail and rice I've ever had, that it literally brought tears to my eyes. And I actually
that
ran into the former daughter-in-law, and she told me that I don't think they're together anymore and making it. I have to find this out, because if it still exists, we need to go. It was Love Orleans Cafe. And it was in Tremé, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. But it goes back to the spirits. And just the other day, we had the James Beard Awards, and our beloved Serene Mumbai just won Best Chef of the South with Dakar Nola. And in his acceptance speech, he even said that, like, you know, the soul in the food. And that is why he's winning all these awards, because when you sit down at his table and you truly feel the love and the culture that he's trying to give. And I think that's what makes 7-3 Distillery so special. You guys, I really feel the love, and I'm happy to be like partnered with you guys and just get the word out to the world that you guys exist.
Truly.
And they need to go see you and hear your stories, because you're so incredible at telling it.
Experience in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we've got one more special surprise.
Mm.
We're gonna fire some questions at you. So, are you ready for them?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So you mentioned all the great gin that you like, and Luka kind of teased us a little bit. So it's been hiding behind that bottle. I don't know if you saw it,
Oh,
but we have our barrel reserve gin. Looks very similar to our bourbon.
I'm a gin gal.
So, Luka, give a couple quick notes on that barrel reserve gin about what Carla can expect, and then we're gonna fire a few questions at her before we finally let her escape us, because we could ask questions.
Should I clean my palate or no?
That's a Luka
No.
question. Yeah.
No,
Don't do it.
Don't clean your palate. Because
Okay,
you know
okay.
why? The people who love the barrel reserve gin are the guests that aren't gin drinkers, but yet they love barrel characteristics.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind as you're sipping it.
Okay.
All right, let us
Cocktails
know
we
what you
use
think.
that in. Cocktails
Yep.
that we use that in. Negronis, old fashions.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
It's amazing in just a lemonade. Anything with lemon. Mint.
Keep it simple.
Keep it
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
refreshing.
Some of our best drinks are made with just lemonade. So when you have a good spirit, it makes it easy.
Ah,
It throws a curveball, right?
my
It
favorite.
looks like a bourbon. It smells like
so
a gin.
freaking good.
It's got a finish of a bourbon with the barrel characteristics. It is a
but
very
you get that little
crazy.
taste of the botanical and the mint, and it just hits you, and it's smooth, and it just adds a little bit of an extra punch to the characteristics that make up the spirit that maybe someone that is not really great with gin and vodka would like, because they want a little bit more flavor,
There you go.
right?
Very
The
good.
New Orleans spirit. Always
Absolutely.
looking for that next step of creativity.
Ooh, baby.
All right,
You
so this
got
being
it.
the New Orleans spirit, and you're our New Orleans expert because you go out even if you're from Buffalo. All right, so we've got some fire questions for you. Gumbo or jambalaya?
Gumbo.
All right. Oysters, do you like them raw or char grilled?
Obviously love both, but I have to go charbroiled.
Okay, what's your favorite place to go eat them?
Bugging Out Boils at Meal Brewery, which he's closed for the summer, so he's not an actual brick and mortar. So number 2 or tied is Basin Seafood on Magazine Street, and number 3 is Superior Seafood.
Ferry or streetcar?
Favorite? Wait, what is that? Ferry or street?
Transportation, which one?
Oh.
Which one do you like to ride more?
My car.
Your car.
Dodging all the
I mean, if
the
I had
potholes?
it depends. If you're going to, if you want to do a little Algiers Point Day, take the ferry.
That's right,
you know,
that's right.
you can't go to multiple locations in a ferry.
No, you're
And
right.
streetcar is just cute.
You bar hop via those. So.
What about this next one? French Quarter or the Garden District?
Oh, French Quarter.
Distillery tour or distillery tasting?
Tasting.
There you go.
Crab or crawfish? Or shrimp. I'm going to throw another one in there. Or shrimp.
Or shrimp. Honestly, they are all tied. Are we talking just in general or a boil?
I'm going to
Keep
go
it
with the...
simple.
Okay, I was going to say a boil because it's the experience, but how about this? Answer it whatever way you want to.
Okay,
what
so
do you think?
So if it's a boil, crawfish. If it's just in general, I got to go shrimp because you can use it so many different ways, and I love it. But I do love crab.
She might be from New York, but she ain't from Baltimore.
Yeah, that's right. All right, this one's going to be a little controversial. Okay, beignets or king cake?
Beignet.
Okay.
Wait, did you see that viral video I did with Shaq?
No.
Okay,
missed
I
that one.
asked him. I asked him that same question: beignet or king cake, and he's beignet all day. And he's like, "I hate that ugly baby." Talking about the king
my
cake
God.
baby.
Yeah, of course. Or is he talking about the?
But
the
I
pelican
agree with
baby?
him. Yeah, the pelican.
Well,
baby.
look, and part of that is,
I hate that.
Shout out Jonathan Bertolucci.
Absolutely. I was waiting for you to say, well, is it in season or not? Because you can't have king cake as
Well, of course,
as a
you
native,
can't have-
you cannot
yeah.
have king cake outside
But
season.
hands down beignet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you cannot touch a beignet.
All right.
I think it's the best.
Mardi Gras, are you going family area or are you going party area?
Well, it depends where the party is because the family's party here.
Okay, fair enough.
So
So, and then the last one, of course, we're gonna somewhat have it angled towards us. Would you rather have Saint Rock vodka, Gentilly Gin, or Whiskey Tree Bourbon?
the gin.
The gin?
Yeah.
Not surprising based on everything. Well, look, Carla, we
Yes.
truly appreciate you
Thank you
coming and
guys so
spending some
much.
time with us. You've been, like you said, you've been a great supporter of ours. We truly appreciate everything, and we're definitely looking forward to that awesome project. You said in the fall
Yes,
is
it's
when
coming up in the fall. Follow me on social media. It's just Carla
All right,
Pesono.
Yeah, is everything under all the social media channels,
Yep.
same thing.
And then at TikTok, it's Carla's Kitchen. But I mean, you can find me with Carla Pesono too.
All right,
And
perfect.
YouTube, catch my podcast, Say More with Carla Pesono, anywhere you get your podcasts, and on YouTube for video.
Awesome. So definitely go and take a look at what Carla's presenting, and we'll be back right after this.
Well, I'll tell you.
Never mind.
Every time we do a show together, I've never cheers the chicken leg before.
Okay, well,
And
cheers.
she's cheersing chicken legs. She's cheersing pasta. So now we're gonna say
Chicken leg.
cheers, huh? The
Cheers.
other day we cheers the chicken wing.
We did.
You know?
Hey,
She's
and let's
like,
say something
cheers.
in Croatian. Jete volim.
Ja te volim. Živia. Cheers.
It
All right,
means I
you
love
take us
you.
out then with that. So anyway, all right, we'll be right back.
Salud.
Our distillery provides a one-of-a-kind setting that combines the city's rich history with modern sophistication. Perfect for weddings, bachelor parties, corporate events, and more.
Well, that was awesome. We got to visit with Carla. She's been great for us. She's got some great content. It's really exciting to hear about some of the next projects that she has coming out. I know you've worked with her a lot. So, what were your thoughts on that?
She always brings the energy.
She
You know,
does.
I always learn something new. I always pick up another restaurant, which is what she does. You know, she sends people around to places that she enjoys and she wants to share the word about. I had a few questions I didn't get to. And time was of the essence, but yeah, we'll have plenty enough time to catch up with her another time.
Yeah, yeah. I mentioned before we started taping her segment with Ian McNulty's big local food and beverage. I don't say critic, but media guy. He was a great one. He put some good insight on there. So look, we've got some big events happening over the next couple of weeks. I know we talked about it on Thursday. That's tomorrow. We got our Conseco's. What we got going on there? I think they got a raffle.
Father's Day, baby. Father's Day weekend. Don't forget about all the fathers out there.
Yeah,
They love bourbon.
Good luck with that. Come on, take care of Dad one day a year. We get one day. Just take care of Dad one day. That'll be from
I'm
5.
gonna get 2 days.
You get 2. You get 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good for you.
You're gonna get 4 if you leave when I tell you.
If I leave, yeah, we go with the travels of JQ again. All right, so that was 5 to 7, 5 to 7:30. I know Eric will be there for that. Saturday, we're going to be doing some tasting at Ricky's Liquor. It'll be in the morning time. Eric will be there at that one as well. They're doing some Father's Day promotions as well. Again, like you said, big bourbon events connected with Father's Day. Looking at the next couple of weeks. Big Mike's. We're going to be doing something with Big Mike's. I know they got a big charity event going on. We'll be donating some batches with them, so go out and support them.